The original rubber floor mat and padding was removed from the cab, as was the insulating pad on the inner firewall. The C10 has two air vents located under the dash in the kick panel area, one on each side. These vents were removed, cleaned, blasted, and painted. The vents also received new seals, both on the door, as well as a new gasket between the vent body and the kick panel. Both vents were rebuilt, but only one was eventually used as the new air conditioner evaporator protruded into the area of the right side vent and would not allow it to function. This vent was sealed off. The cab was placed on a rotisserie for blasting. The old fuel tank mounts were shortened to allow more room behind the seat. Some body work was done inside the cab. A couple holes were welded shut in the dash panel, and the mounting holes left from a previously installed gun rack were welded shut and smooth. The mounting pins locating the old floor mat were removed, and a few pinholes located after the blasting were repaired. The pedal assembly and e-brake lever were removed, cleaned, blasted, and painted before being remounted back into the cab. I purchased some rear speaker mounts for the back corners of the cab from 73-86.com. The mounts were marked, drilled, and mounted in the truck. Later, the mounts were drilled to accept the 6x9 Rockford Fosgate speakers and were mounted along with the necessary speaker wiring. The cab was treated to a full complement of sound barrier insulation. The barrier was produced by Flatline Barriers and comes in various thicknesses. I purchased the barrier kit pre-cut for the C10, as well as some additional square sheets to cover the cab interior. The barrier is approximately 1/4 inch thick and also has an aluminum heat reflective layer. The various pieces are self-adhesive after a peel-off backing is removed. They should make the interior cab temperature much more comfortable, as well as eliminate most of the external road noise. Here I am testing the sound reducing quality of the barrier material. Quite a difference. Sound barrier was later installed inside the doors. The door sill plates were refurbished, but they were not used, as new polished stainless steel sill plates were added. Custom Auto Sound's kick panel speaker assemblies were added to the kick panel areas to hold 5-inch speakers. The panels were painted silver to match the interior, and then the panels, along with the installed speakers, were installed. A modern USA Model 740 radio was purchased to replace the original AM-only radio. The radio and speakers were tested on the shop bench before mounting in the truck. The radio features multi-band AM/FM stereo radio with Bluetooth connectivity as well as cell phone integration. For safety reasons, seat belts were installed into the truck. 1964 C10s did not have seat belts from the factory. The belts were supplied by Retro Belts. Holes were located and drilled for mounting the belts inside the cab. The truck originally only had one sun visor, and it was in bad shape. New visors were installed on new chrome brackets. The passenger side needed mounting holes drilled into the cab for mounting the visor. A new gauge cluster was installed in the original bezel after the bezel was refurbished and painted black. The new electronic dash cluster is model AP6002 made by Intellitronics. Deutz connectors were added to the wiring for easier access should future repairs be necessary. The dash features a voltmeter, oil pressure gauge, water temperature gauge, fuel level gauge, as well as a tachometer and speedometer. The cab interior and engine bay were painted mercury metallic silver. After returning from the paint shop, a new chrome LED dome light was wired in. Mounting holes for new exterior mirrors were drilled in the doors, and new custom mirrors were mounted. A new original style rear view mirror was added to the truck. The newly painted glove box door was reassembled. After mounting the Dakota Digital CRS 3000-3 cruise control module behind the glove box, I found that I needed to modify the inner glove box to allow room for the cruise control module. A corner of the box was trimmed and refitted with plastic epoxy. A Dakota Digital cruise control lever was installed in the steering column to communicate to the module. The cruise control module was calibrated after the truck returned from the body shop after the painting was completed. The defroster vents were cleaned and painted and returned to their original locations with new ductwork. The ashtray was blasted and painted. A new handle was installed. The interior of the ashtray was covered with foam, so items in the ashtray would not rattle. New Precision brand door seals were installed. They are press-on style rather than glue-on style like the originals. New door bumpers were also added. The accelerator pedal pivot was refurbished and installed into the cab along with a new accelerator pedal. All the window, door, and vent window handles were also replaced, along with the proper sealing washers.